going on? I'll start off. Good work today. Thanks to the Packers for coming out here. Obviously a first-class organization, so got some really good work in today with those guys. Obviously, definitely some things to clean up. Obviously, I'll go back and watch the defense since I was on the offensive field, but overall, I thought it was some really good work today.
So you idea what Josh did?
He has a hamstring. Yeah, he's got to deal with a ham right now.
How concerned or bothered were you just by the offensive front and giving up a lot of pressure today?
Well, I think more than anything is penalties. I mean, every time I looked up, I felt like, we were in the backfield or illegal formation, so we got to get that cleaned up. Obviously, penalties are a big part of those things. That's hidden yardage. You don't want to have that happen in the game. That just comes down to focus, and so we got to get that cleaned up moving forward.
Shane, would you like to make a quarterback decision by the next game, by after the second game, just so you can get your start of all those first?
Yeah, we'll work through that. We got obviously had today. We got a preseason game. We got some practices next week, and we'll work through it. Again, I don't have an exact timetable on it, but sooner than later would be nice.
Shane, how much of the quarterback decision is going to come down to stuff that us fans can't really see easily? Is it the right play? Does the ball go to the right spot? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Playing in this league is the operation of it and moving the ball consistently up and down the field. Like I said, both have been doing a nice job. So we'll go from there. But I'm pleased with both of them, and we'll make that decision when it needs to be made.
You won't tell us now, obviously, but do you feel like you know where you're going with this?
I don't. I mean, I want to see how this thing plays out on Saturday, and then we'll see, early next week and see where it goes.
Is there anything you liked about the offense today?
I thought, we finished the 2-minute drive there at the end was pretty good. There was some good. I don't think it was all bad. Every time you go back and watch the tape, it's probably not as bad as you think when you're in the moment. But really, more than anything, it was just the penalties that were stacking up. That's just moving us in, bad situations, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and those are hard to overcome.
Were more of those false starts or legal formations?
Legal formations, we had a few false starts and illegal formations, tackle in the backfield. Obviously, that's a big point of emphasis, is moving the tackles up. My fault. I like to use my hands a little bit there.
That's a
moving around.
Steven,
really. Yeah, so we got to get that stuff cleaned up.
Is that you see like a theme there at all with those penalties?
Yeah, I think it's just obviously locking in. It's when you get hot and it's tired, that's when the focus has really got to pick up and lock in. Because when you are tired, that's when the most mistakes happen in football. So it's just locking in mentally and going from there.
Are there any updates on Kenny's knee right now?
I don't have any, but I know he's feeling good. I know that. I know he's feeling good.
Alex, too.
Yeah, Alex doing better as well.
Did Sampson leave with?
Yeah, he has a back. He's got a back.
Hey Shane, you wrap up the Grand Park portion of training camp. How beneficial was the time spent here? Do you feel like you checked the boxes you wanted to?
I did. I thought we had a really good camp. I think, from the last couple of years to now, just the intensity of practice, being in great conditioning shape. We've had way more reps than we've had since I've been here with the scrimmages, the long drive drills, the sudden change drills, creating that edge. So I really like where our football team's at, going into, the second preseason game.
How would you evaluate the day A.D. Mitchell had today?
I thought he did some good things. Obviously some plays he'd probably want back there, a few of them, but he was able to bounce back after that one on the in cut and make a play. But then we got to hang on to the football too. So, he's doing some good things. He's separating, but overall, there's some things to clean up. But I thought he was fine.
Shane, how much do you think your injuries at corner will impact roster cuts?
Yeah, I think we got to, obviously that's a thing we're looking at, you know what I mean? We got a lot of guys dinged up right there, and we're working through that, so that'll be a discussion for sure.
Has Tyler done anything? Tyler Warren, have you seen anything from him that, I don't know if surprise is the right word, but like you had high expectations, but was there any area where you were like, man, I didn't see that coming? Or
I think to see it up close and personal is pretty impressive. Just his range, catching those balls. Obviously, he caught a seam ball there in the 2-minute, laying out for it. I think when the ball's in his vicinity, he's got a high percentage of catching the football. But you saw it on tape, but to see it up close and personal through OTAs and training camp now, it's impressive.
And then from the quarterback perspective, right? That has to engender a lot of trust when he can do that and has that catch rate.
Yeah, there's no question. Anytime you have a tight end like that, over the middle, getting those matchups on linebackers and safety, I think it makes the quarterback's life a lot easier.
More injuries, but Jalen and Juju have been on a couple weeks now. Is there any timeline on those?
No, they're progressing well, but there's not a timeline on it right now.
Shane, is there anything with the quarterback decision, like you obviously want the competition to play out, but how much do you feel like the team needs to know where that quarterback is?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of it. I think obviously it's a big decision that's got to be made, and we'll work through it, and I'll have discussions, with Carly and Chris, and we'll work through it here soon.
And it's ultimately your decision.
Yeah, I'll make the decision, but I'll have conversations with them. Yep.
Shane,
you and the Packers both all wore these KTS shirts today. Just what sort of impact do you think that might have?
I think it's huge. I think I've said this before. I think when you look around the world, there's a lot of people that struggle with mental health, and just spreading the awareness. And Kaylin does a phenomenal job, with the organization and the charity, and just letting people know that it's okay to not be okay. And I think that's real. Athletes go through it, humans go through it. And I think you can speak about it and be open about it and be vulnerable about it, and it helps everybody.
Are you open to using that third preseason game to still evaluate this quarterback battle, or is it your preference to not risk them in that situation?
Yeah, we'll see. I'll work through that, and if I have a decision before that game, then we'll see where it goes.